Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Mystical Gamer, and we are back. And today is Caliban's build that slaps nukes everywhere, and you can spam all the time your knives. I've been working on this build in a week and a half, I think. I'm sorry for the delay, but there we go. We got the build, and let's go. We're gonna start with the class abilities, fragments, and perks. Then I'm gonna talk about the gear, and then I'm gonna talk about the guns. Remember, remind that when I do builds, I try all the time make my builds not relying on a weapon, exotic weapon or any kind of weapons. All about fragments, mods, and perks. That's what I'm trying to do all the time because not all the people have all exotic guns. Okay, I've been seeing some YouTube builds about Eyes of Tomorrow. I don't have it. Okay, a lot of people don't have it. So making builds that relying on a single gun, I think is ridiculous because it's you need the gun to make the build work. My builds are not like that. You don't need the gun to make this build work. So furthermore, let's go through the class. I'm using Blood Barrage. You can use Gunslinger, but I use Blood Barrage for cleaning heads. Okay. For the abilities, I'm using Gambler's Dodge. So dodging near enemies fully reshares your melee ability. Of course, you're gonna need it because you need for your knives to get your knives ready to use. Triple jump, proximity explosive knife. Of course, it's Caliban's build. And for the grenade, I'm using fusion grenade because it scorch moderately them on detonation, and base cooldown is just 1 minute 13 seconds. You're gonna have your grenade even more faster than this. You can use whatever grenade you want. I prefer using fusion grenade. For the aspects, I'm using knocking down, and I'm using gunpowder gamble. Like on my last video about Trip Mines and M-Carries build, gunpowder deals a lot of damage, a lot of damage, and it clears a lot of heads in a single nuke. And I'm using knocking down because your solar supers are in nature. Deadshot's golden gun has damage resistance, Marcus Man golden gun has increased duration, and Blood Barrage launches more projectiles. So what this means that you can kill even more enemies with your super. But on the top of that, one radiant final boss with your equipped throwing knife fully refund your melee energy. What this means? If you don't miss your throwing your knife, well, you have already another knife to throw away, okay? But while you are radiant. But to be radiant, we're gonna need the fragments. And the fragments, the first of the fragment is Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants makes you and nearby allies radiant. This means every time you drop you're gonna do your knife, you're gonna drop your knife, it makes you already radiant, and this makes combos with knock them down. So you're gonna throw your knife, you are radiant, you're gonna kill a lot of enemies, and you got already your knife again. This combo perk is It's a game changer for Caliban's build. Let's go through the other fragments. I'm using Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy and creates a fire sprite. Fire sprites grants grenade energy. So you're gonna have always, if you miss your knife, your throwing knife, you miss it. You have other ways to get your knife faster. Okay, so this fragment gonna give you melee energy and frost sprites. When you get it, you cut it, you get grenade energy. That's gonna help you for your grenade and gunpowder. For the third fragment, Ember of Share, your solar ignition spread scorch to affected targets. So target's gonna ignite, and ignite gonna leave some fire sprites, okay, and gonna make your grenade turn in gunpowder. For the four fragment Ember of Eruption, your solar ignitions have increased area of effect. So this means your grenade, your gunpowder, and your knives. Okay, guys. This is the fragments. Now we're gonna talk about the gear. I have two variations of this build. I'm gonna talk about this build is the main build I'm using it. So for the helmet, I'm using one mod of harmonic siphon. So if you are using your solar weapon with dynamo, reduce super cooldown when using your class ability near target. So this means grenades and your gunpowder and your knives. And hands-on gains bonus super energy on melee kills, and you're gonna do a lot of them. So you're gonna have a lot of supers to pop up. So Caliban's hand, gear exotic. Okay, roast them. Your proximity knives scorch targets and damage with its explosions or ignites targets on final blows. This means when you deal a critic hit, it's gonna ignite instantly. After throwing a throwing knife, you gain increased melee regeneration until the knife explodes. This means if you miss your knife, you're gonna have a boost of your melee energy. I'm using two melee kickstarters. Okay, so this is for when you miss your knives, you can have your knife even faster, really quickly. And I'm using Focus Strike, grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a melee attack. So this is gonna help for your dodge, for your grenade, your gunpowder, and for your melee too. Okay. For the chest piece, of course, two mods for the resistance wherever you are doing activity. So it depends on you. And charge up, increase maximum number of stacks for armor charge by 1. So we have more stacks for melee kickstarter. For the legs, I'm using two invigoration mods. Reduce melee cooldown each time you pick up Orb of Power, and I'm using stacks on stacks. Picking up Orb of Power gains you additional stacks of armor charge. For the cloak, I'm using two Outreach mods. Reduce melee cooldown when using class ability. That means grenades, gunpowder, and dodge. And Reaper, shortly after using your class ability, your next weapon final blows spawn Orb of Power. You drop your grenade or your knives and you gonna shoot with your gun and you're gonna get Orb of Power. That means gonna get you armor charge. For the armor charge, gonna deplete it for your knives when you miss it. For the guns, okay, I'm using Dragon's Breath as heavy, and I'm not thinking to take this gun off soon because these things to kills ads, it's just a must have. It's a blast on onslaught and activities that have a lot of enemies in a single space. So this helped me a lot for clearing ads. I'm using Mountain Top. You can use it whatever you want. I prefer using Mountain Top to get a lot of damage on those orange and yellow bars. And for the gun, for my main game, I'm using Amit R2 auto rifle. And like you can see, for my perks, I'm using Turnabout and Pugilists. And you're gonna say, why you are not using Incandescent or Healing Clip or even the Summoner from Trials or Lunas or Epochal Integration? Well, I'm gonna talk about these perks. You don't see any people using this. So Turnabout, using this weapon to break the shield of combatants or a guardian using their supers will grant you overshield for improved duration. This means 10 seconds. Turnabout is 10 seconds overshield every time you take off a shield, and it refresh the timer every time you take off a shield. And you remember on slugs, those shanks are always solar shields, and you're gonna take them all. So you're gonna have um, you're gonna have overshield almost all the time if you play it right. And I'm using Pugilist. Final blows with this weapon regenerate, improve melee energy. Dealing melee energy damage briefly improves this weapon's handling. This is gonna help me to get my knives even faster. Don't and not thinking about all those perks, those grenade damage and stuff that gonna refills your energy and your melee damage. Okay, so this is gonna help you a lot for take your melee back if you are if you're if you miss your melee, but you don't gonna need the gun. Okay, your build are enough to make the build works. But if you want a tip, I go with these two perks in Amit R2. If you can craft it, go for it. Okay, you're gonna not get disappointed. For the second variation of this build, I'm gonna talk about these perks. Okay, I'm gonna take off Dynamo and I'm gonna make heavy ammo finder. For these ones, I'm not needed to change anything. You can leave it. And for this one, for the chest piece, I'm gonna put harmonic reserves. I'm gonna take off charge it up. And for the legs, I take off stacks on stacks, and I put harmonic scavenger. So for these little changes of the build, I can get a lot of heavy ammo for my Dragon's Breath, and I can spam it. I can still spam it knives, gunpowder, grenades, and a lot of Dragon's Breath rockets, and of course your supers too. So you can run it the way you want, because the build's gonna still works whatever whenever perks you're gonna change it for your gear. If you're gonna go for more DPS on your heavy, okay, or you're gonna play like I play like this way. Okay, guys, this is the build. You're gonna really enjoy it. It's a blast on Onslaught. I at the hands of Onslaughts. I stand with 800, 900, 950 kills easily, easily, really easily. It deals a lot of damage. You're gonna nuke everything. You're gonna slap your knives on those enemies. And I forgot to tell you about something about this gear that your knife's gonna kill the first enemy, but those are around of that enemy that was killed your with your knife gonna scorch and gonna blow each single enemy gonna blows up, gonna nuke, and gonna spread for the next one and the next one and the next one. So you can clear a room with one single knife. It's awesome. You're gonna enjoy the build, guys. I hope you're enjoying. Give me a like, subscribe. Tell me what you think it's wrong with the build, or if you find something better to work with this build. Not talking about the guns because we are not relying the power of the build with the guns, okay? I'm talking about fragments, perks, mods, and stuff. Of course, you're gonna want to have a lot of resilience and a lot of strength, so you can have your melee even faster. Whatever you miss, your knives. So I hope you enjoyed the build, guys, and I see you in the next one, guys.